Do you ever have that experience where maybe it's late at night and your body is tired and you want to rest, but your mind just will not turn off? Maybe you're replaying a certain moment or thinking about all the things on your to-do list that you have to get done the next day, or worrying about the future or worrying about finances. So if this is you, I want to tell you, first of all, you're not alone. And if you have just tried telling yourself to stop or telling yourself to turn it off and it's not working, or maybe you even tried things like relaxation techniques or something like that to get your mind to stop, forcing your mind to stop ruminating and to stop thinking does not work. And there's a lot of reasons for this, but the primary one being what we resist and push away persists. The more we don't want to have an experience, the more we will have that experience. So, first of all, this thinking too much trap that we often get in, that where we're circular thinking, these thoughts that we get kind of trapped in when we're ruminating and when we feel stuck are ways that we actually are not really feeling our emotions or leaving our bodies. Oftentimes when we're ruminating or we're obsessing about something, it can feel like a way of like having control or doing something. But when we're really stuck in our heads, like analyzing and planning out every detail, which by the way often doesn't really do anything or lead to much, we don't feel the weight of maybe the fear or the grief or whatever emotion it is that is underneath those those ruminations. So you might notice here are some kind of ways that you might be experiencing rumination. Like you might be one of those people who you could explain all your feelings in detail, but you actually struggle to just feel them in your body. Small decisions like, what to eat or what to wear for the day might feel humongous and take up a lot of space inside your brain. Maybe you seek reassurance or you question other people about if you're doing the right thing, or if this was the right choice for you. Maybe you feel mentally exhausted by the end of the day or a long night awake of ruminating. You find yourself like over preparing for conversations or events that maybe won't happen, or when they do happen, you notice that it was less of a big deal than you thought it would be. Maybe you have a lot of physical tension inside your body, a lot of like hunched shoulders or tension headaches, or you hold a lot in your jaw. If these sound familiar, you may be experiencing ruminating, and there's a lot of reasons for this. Overthinking and ruminating is oftentimes a smart adaptation in a lot of situations. And the part of us that ruminates and tries to figure things out and tries to solve things, first of all, this can be a really amazing trait to be prepared and to be thinking and to be trying to solve problems, and it's something that has helped us stay alive and survive just as a species. But oftentimes, like if we grew up in homes that were unstable, being able to anticipate a mood or a change in the feeling in a room were very helpful. Like if we could anticipate, maybe like mom's drunk right now, or we could like read things in people and be able to plan and strategize and think of ways to keep the environment safe, we kept ourselves safer. And thinking things through like this also might have been a way to leave our body and not feel some of the pain and feelings that we had inside our bodies in those times. So basically, how we deal with rumination and this overthinking cycle that we often get trapped in. Things like EMDR and IFS are great because they help us develop compassion for these parts of ourselves that started ruminating and started behaving in this way. So first of all, I would say those modalities are amazing types of therapy to engage in to understand your own cycle of rumination and where it comes from. And what I will say to you is like, if you are ruminating, rather than trying to just stop or force yourself to stop. Treat your ruminating behavior like you would that of a small kid. So you wouldn't just tell a kid to stop thinking like that. You would get really curious and sweet with that kid around, like, what's happening inside your body? Like, if that ruminating weren't here, what would you have to feel? What's the emotion underneath that ruminating? And really feel it in your body. And even if there's an emotion, if you're having trouble identifying what it is, think about, like, if you have a sense of what it is, then even make the facial expression or act out the emotion in your body and see what that feels like. And then really accept that, like, this is here, this is real, this is here. And ask that part if it's what it's needing from you, if there's anything it is needing, and offer that part nurturing. So maybe put a hand on your heart and saying, I love you, sweetheart. I care about this suffering. I'm here. And then I would also say that, like, sometimes it might feel really overwhelming to feel those emotions. So this is not something you have to do alone. A therapist walking beside you is a great tool to address this with, as well as, like, there are times where it might feel really hard to accept those feelings. And in those situations, like, allow yourself to distract. This is a dance between inviting in the feelings and feeling them, and also giving yourself space and distance from the feelings. So if you are in Colorado or Florida and you would like to schedule a consultation, reach out and have a great day.